Hi, my name is Kaylee. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a smoking story and quitting smoking story. So I started when I was about 16 years old. I bummed a smoke from my friend and I tried it, and I remember thinking to myself that this is gross, and it made me feel gross, it tasted gross, and I remember thinking why do people do this? What do you get from it? And I didn't smoke after that for a couple years. And then when I was 18, I started an art design program. So I remember I found a pack of smokes, and they were from the Soviet Union. They were at least from the 80s, and it had a little rocket ship on the cover, and it had no filters, and they were stale. And I remember just deciding that I was going to smoke them. So every time I walked to school, college, I would light one up and hope that people would see me, because I thought that I was so cool and artsy, and I thought aesthetic or whatever. And yeah, I thought I was edgy and depressed and brooding or whatever with my cigarette. And I ended up smoking the whole pack, even though they were so gross. And I got my boyfriend, who looked older than I do, still do, I got him to go and buy my smokes for me. So I started smoking, and so did he. He started smoking at that time too. And I continued smoking, and I gradually built up the amount that I was smoking up until I was 21. And I got a job when I was still, I think, 20 or 18. I was 18 when I started, so I must have been 19 when I got my job at a restaurant. And I remember my manager, when she hired me, asked me, are you a smoker? And I said yes. And ever since then, I thought of myself as that's when I actually thought of myself as a smoker. And I think it's funny how when you're working, if you're a smoker, you get more breaks than people who don't. And you can go, depending on who you work with, obviously, and the situation. But I think a lot of times, if you smoke, you can get ahead, kind of. I know my bosses all smoked, so we'd go outside for smokes together. You could kind of bond with them, and you get slightly more ahead if you smoke. Well, at least back then, maybe not now that people are quitting. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of a tangent. It kind of goes with how when I was that age, I'd be going to bars and clubs and stuff, and I didn't really like the bar scene or the club scene, but I thought because all of my friends that age, and it's something new, so everybody was doing it, so I'd go, and then I'd look forward to when I could have a cigarette, because I could go outside and breathe the fresh air and actually talk to people that I wanted to say hi to, do things I don't know, just get some fresh air on your sweaty body too, so that would reinforce me smoking. So I enjoyed smoking at that time. And I think when I was 20, so this is after 2 years of smoking, I started getting bronchitis and just health problems related to smoking. I every winter I'd get some kind of phlegmy stuff in my chest that just wouldn't go away, and the smell of it and things like that. I lived with my mom, and it was never really she was never really upset that I was smoking, because I think she always thought that I did when I was a teenager, and I just never really said anything. And she smokes as well, so it was never a guilt thing or rebelling even, because it was kind of accepted in my family. I think almost all my family smokes except me now. So that's kind of, I don't even know what I was going to go with that. But yeah, anyway. So I decided to quit smoking when I was 20, and I'm still living at home, where people smoke inside the house and stuff like that. And looking back, I found that, well, I think of it now, that it was so easy. I went cold turkey, and I just stopped smoking. And I did for a year, at least a year, maybe a year and a half. And the reason why wasn't really because of health reasons. It was mostly because I lost my job and I couldn't afford cigarettes anymore. So I couldn't buy them. So I never had any. So I did that for a year, And then I started working at other places, and I moved out by myself because I think I was 20, and I moved out by myself to my own apartment because I was working 2 jobs or 3. I like 3 for a short period of time, and then 2 jobs. So I was able to pay for my cigarette habit again, but I wasn't smoking yet. But then my boyfriend at the time, it was a long-term boyfriend, especially for that age, broke up with me. And I remember sitting in the car with him, and this is after, like, he was going to help me get groceries or something because he pitied me or something like that, because, like, I couldn't carry it all in myself, and he had been helping me, so it's like you kind of phase that out, I guess. Anyway, and we were sitting in the car, and I was just so angry and, like, pretty much devastated. So I asked, oh, can I just have a smoke? And that's when I started smoking again, because he had continued smoking even after I quit. So he had been smoking continuously, so probably like 3 years instead of my 2 or whatever. So I started smoking again, and then I was single, yay! And then I met my new best friend, well, old new best friend, and she was quitting smoking too. So, but she was kind of an enabler. Like, she would cave and I would cave, and we were just getting to know each other, and we'd go going clubbing and stuff. So, so ever since then, I've been an off and on smoker. Like, I went for like a week, and then I would pick it up again, and then I'd have one a day, and it was always like in the back of my mind, you need to quit, you need to quit. And fast forward that to now, I'm 26, and I've quit for months at a time, but nothing like huge. And by months at a time, I would still have like an excuse where if I was going out drinking or if someone else was smoking with me, I would just bum one, and then I could just keep it at bay, and I was in control of it. And looking back, I totally wasn't. And I dragged it out for myself because I kept that nicotine in my system and stuff like that. So, and every year since I started smoking again when I was about 21 or 20, every New Year's resolution would be to quit smoking, and it never came to fruition. And I'd always have like a picture of me being like, last cigarette, and it never happened. So yeah, so it's been I think 85 days since I've had a cigarette, so almost 3 months. I feel like I won't ever again now. And what's really helped me is I got a Quit Now app on my phone. So it like tracks your health benefits too. So it'll say like, oh, like you've regained like circulation, or you're at 80%, like whatever, right? So you keep track, and it's kind of like you can't, and if you smoke, you have to reset it all back to normal, right? So to me, that's what's really stopped me from just having one, just bumming one. No one will know if I just have one, because I don't want to lie in the app. Like, I don't, like, why lie to yourself? You know, like, you can deny things, but to just outright lie and like keep your quit date at the wrong date, it just doesn't fly for me, right? So that really helped me a lot. I quit cold turkey again. I tried the patch before, but it just gave me like rashes on my skin, especially if I was sweaty or warm. It would just burn, and I'd take it off and I'd have like a big red rash from it, and it didn't really, I don't know, the nicotine didn't help me. I still got cravings, and I still felt like I really wanted to smoke. So that didn't help. Like I tried the gum, and that was just gross, and none of the quitting things helped. So yeah, cold turkey was the best way for me. And as far as cravings and stuff go, it was really bad for me in the first week. Like, it was pretty much torture. And it's funny because like with this app, you can count the days, and every time I would check multiple times a day, like, how many days has it been? It feels like it's been 100, and it's been like 7 or 6. And you're just like, wow, even now I look and I'm like, oh my god, it's only 85 days. It feels like it's been a year, because time goes slow when you're not having fun. So, but it's getting easier. Like, I don't think about it as much as I used to. Like, the only time I really think about it is if I see somebody doing it, or pretty much, yeah, just when I see somebody doing it, or if I go to like my usual places, like if I go on the balcony of my house, I'll think about it. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna avoid it, because I like sitting on my balcony. Like I'll still go and do that. Basically my only tip, there's no tips that you can really give somebody, it's just don't do it, you know? But overall it does get slightly better. I remember when I did it the first time, I didn't get that many cravings, because I don't know, I'd only been smoking for 2 years at that point instead of the 8. It's been 8 years since I started smoking, really. Yeah, pretty much that's it. What else can I say? Yeah, just and like with my family members and stuff, I know a lot of people that need to quit smoking, they don't, but I don't judge them, really. Like, and when I was a smoker, one thing that I'd like to add is that when I was a smoker, people would be visibly angry at me for smoking and things like that, and before I never really understood it, and I get really angry, like, why are they screaming at me for smoking? Like, but nobody, as a non-smoker now, when I'm walking down the street on the sidewalk and someone just in front of me lights up a smoke and then blows this huge blue cloud in my face, then I kind of start to realize that's why they were getting mad. So I'm not trying to make a point there, I'm just bringing that up just because that was something related to smoking I wanted to talk about, I guess. So yeah, if you want to talk to me about quitting smoking or ask me anything, you can ask me in the bottom, like type your comments. I'm more than willing to listen and help you in your journey of quitting smoking. I think that's everything that I wanted to say in this video. And hello again. I know it's been a really long time since I made videos, and I'll try to make more in the future. And I hope you have a great day. And I'm sorry it's so dark. I just thought of doing it and it's nighttime, so sorry. Yeah, and I'll keep you updated on my quitting smoking. I'll probably make a 6-month video, hopefully, and then I'll have more to say about my journey and like if I make it to 6 months, but I'm pretty sure that this time is the time, especially now I really want to do it for health reasons. Yeah, so thanks very much, and subscribe if you like. I am really active on Tumblr and Instagram if you want to add me there. Not so much here, as you can see, but yeah, thanks. Yeah, bye.